Hey, this is Jack from SalesBread. Let's go through how to send over 250 connection requests each week. For some reason, 100 to 150 seems to be the estimated LinkedIn connection request limit each week, but that's not true. So if you've seen this message from LinkedIn before and you're wondering how to surpass it, I'll share what I did in order to send 510 connection requests over a 2-week period. It was easier than I thought. And this should be a short to the point session here. So basically you can see I've used a combination of two methods of sending my connection requests for this experiment. Method one is a traditional connection request that we're all familiar with. Basically going to LinkedIn's website, clicking that connect button and sending messages, stock standard. But this orange line here is mobile connection requests. Essentially, I've simulated sending a connection request through LinkedIn's mobile app. And thankfully today, there's a lot of different tools that'll help us out with this. But essentially, if you want to be sending a lot more connection requests, use both as well as a few other things here. But it's important to see that LinkedIn does police the number, the frequency of traditional connection requests. You can see that I was throttled back. I was aiming for close to 35 connection requests a day. You could see the first day I was limited to 20, then I got 34, then 35, 30. I was paused entirely for 2 days over the 10-day period of this test. And yet, take a look here. This mobile connection request limit, it actually went up at the second to last day, which tells me right now LinkedIn's a lot more lenient with the mobile connection request approach. But there's a few things you need to do before you just go ahead, queue up your tool that you're going to use to simulate mobile connection requests and hope to hit 250 plus connection requests a week. So let's go through it. There's three things here. So first, you need to buy a SalesNav account. I'll assume you're here. You already got one. Second, your social selling index on LinkedIn needs to get a little bit higher if you want to be sending the maximum number of connection requests. And bear in mind, you could probably approach 300 requests per week with just these two items alone if you really do get the social selling index correct. So what is the SSI number? Everybody on LinkedIn Sales Navigator has a social selling index. It's a number that LinkedIn assigns to your profile that basically tells them, can you be trusted? I think about this as LinkedIn's spam filter. If you have a high social selling index, it tells LinkedIn that you're one of the good users. People like your content, people like your requests, people like your messages, and therefore they extend what you're able to do. They allow you to send more invites per day. Granted, you do have to use the mobile connection requests. I'll show you how to do that, as well as the typical connection requests in order to get the maximum. But it is worth increasing your social selling index if you are focused on using LinkedIn as a lead generation channel for you. So there's like 4 big ways to increase your social selling index. The first one's the easiest. I don't even know why this is a factor, but building a high quality network, people in your industry, first checkbox. Again, I'm going to skip over this because I think we're all here actively growing our network to people in our industry. So therefore, this sort of takes care of itself if you're doing some form of LinkedIn marketing here. Second, become a thought leader. Like, don't panic. I don't think you need to become a best-selling author tomorrow in order to boost your social selling index. Instead, to me, this means just post regularly, engage with people's content as well. I think a lot of us focus on just putting out a post a week or several posts a week, but there is a part of LinkedIn's algorithm that waits on your interaction with other people's content. So I would say a good program to follow is post once or twice a week. Again, nothing crazy. And make sure that, again, once or twice a week, you're also jumping in and throwing some comments on over time. This will increase your social selling index quite a bit. They want to see people engaging with your content to give LinkedIn a sign of trust that you're one of the good users that will allow for a higher sending limit for connection requests. All right. So the last two probably on par in terms of importance with becoming a thought leader. So look, you just want a high connection rate, period. Imagine this is LinkedIn spam filter. The more people that accept your connection rate, the more LinkedIn sees that you're one of the good guys and that you should be prioritized because people tend to accept your invite. That's a big deal. So it just comes back to connect with the right people in the right way. And the final one here, spark conversation. So imagine you do all these three things right, but when you send your messages, everybody marks you as spam. This is an indicator for LinkedIn to say, oh, this is a user that's deteriorating the experience of our other users. Let's make sure to put a lid on this user so that they're not mucking up the waters for the rest of them. On the flip side, if when you do reply and engage with your new connections, if LinkedIn sees that you have a strong reply rate here, think about anything north of 20% is, in my opinion, like a healthy reply rate to your LinkedIn outreach. This is going to be a signal to LinkedIn that, again, you're a good user that should be given more rein in order to connect with more people each week via connection requests. All right. So this is largely ignored by a lot of salespeople and marketers on LinkedIn, but it pays to boost your social selling index. Do those four things and you will get extended limits from the rest of the folks on LinkedIn for connection requests. There's a final thing here, as I mentioned, use mobile connection requests. How do you do it? So the hard way and the way I'm not going to recommend is by taking your iPhone, opening the LinkedIn app and sending 30 connection requests a day from the mobile app. Now, you don't need to do that. There's a lot of tools today that will help automate this for you. Just I'm really careful with that word because automation can break a lot of otherwise great campaigns due to lack of personalization or just lazy list building. But if you do have a solid list, folks that are in your industry likely to connect with you, ideally this list should also be somewhat active on LinkedIn. So they're already in your second degree profile, second degree network, or they're posting on LinkedIn regularly. That's going to give you a greater chance of getting your connection requests accepted. If you're doing all that, I'll point you to a tool, Expandy.io has been a safe way that I've tested sending a lot of mobile connections. That's what I used on this test here, but there's a lot of different tools. Just search mobile connector, LinkedIn tool, and you'll get a huge list. But feel free, if you're not using a tool already, check out Expandy. They will be able to help take care of the mobile connection requests. And if you do that, you will be able to send at least 250 connection requests each week, which hopefully is about double of what you've been seeing on LinkedIn before. So have a great week. Use this to your advantage. See you next time.